So I'm on Sora.com here looking for an interesting image to upscale, and I really like this one here of the cat in the sheep's clothing there. Now the good thing about this website, you can use this if you've got a ChatGPT Plus account, is that you can take an image like this and you can remix it and you can change aspects of it. So I want to demonstrate an upscale, but I want this to be a landscape shot. So I'm just going to go in here and actually just put change to wide. And that should be enough. And if I change the aspect ratio there, it's going to remix that image and it's going to keep pretty much the same image, slight variances, and it's going to rework it into a landscape format. So I'm going to wait for that to be done and I'll join you back in Topaz Gigapixel in a second. So we're back in Topaz Gigapixel here, and I've now got the landscape version of the image I like so much, which will make for a much better thumbnail and it'll fit on the screen better. So what we're going to do here is a standard upscale, of course, but there are a couple of little bits I want to take into account with this image that may not be universal across all other images. So for a start, for an upscale factor today, I'm going to put specific dimensions in just to sort of mix this up a bit. So I'm going to sort of go widest. So on the wide here, so the width pixel dimension, I'm going to put sort of 2000. So I'm going to put, now let's do more. Let's do 3000. So I'm saying I want it to be 3000 pixels, right, at the longest edge, and to keep in with our aspect ratio, it's made the shortest edge, so the height 2000 pixels. So it's ended up being a custom upscale of just under 2 for those specific figures. I'd just like to mix it up and show you that there's many ways you can adjust your upscale amount. Okay, so let's scan around the image now. And just for a change, I'm going to check this auto lightning bolt button here under the basic models, because I never use this, because to be honest I don't like it very much. But I'll just show you what it does. It's supposed to apply settings and the model to the image that Topaz Gigapixel itself feels is appropriate for your image. Now it doesn't normally get it right for me, but in this case it's not really done anything, which leads me to believe it's either not working or it just happens to like the standard model, which it was already on, with no extra processing whatsoever, which is kind of unusual. Normally it likes to crank things up a bit, but I'm going to ignore that anyway and do my A/B compare. I'm going to do standard and high fidelity for this one. I don't think there's any need to go to the others. And now it's kind of obvious, so hopefully by now it's obvious that we're looking for fine texture and detail in the sort of the sheep's wool, the cat fur, the whiskers, all this kind of thing. I might actually just magnify this up a bit. So we're only at 2 times upscale, or just under, but I'm now just magnifying this a little bit more just to see a bit closer on the monitor. So I'll put this back to 100% in a minute. I'm just having a look between the two. Are there any clear winners between standard and high fidelity? I'm just looking around, not really seeing one. So if there's two that are very, very close together and one of them is slightly over-processed looking compared to the other one, I'd probably choose the more subtle one. So high fidelity just looks a little bit sharper around the areas, but some hairs on the ears, I don't know. There's some elements of it that almost look a little bit too sharp. So on that basis alone, I'm going to click standard V2 and apply that model, and I'll just put our magnification back to 100. So now we've got that chosen. Well, wouldn't you know, I'm probably going to end up with the same settings as the auto suggests here. So we've got standard model, sharpen. I don't really want to sharpen this much because it has got quite crispy edges already. Denoise. There's no real noise to deal with on this because again the output's so clean from the initial generation. Fixed compression, there's not really anything to do on that side either because again the original image is so clean. I'm going to start introducing some like lower quality input images into these to keep them a bit more interesting, because all these kind of generations from Sora and ChatGPT and Flux and all these kind of things I've been doing, a lot of them are just like so good quality that it's not really too much of a challenge for Gigapixel, but I will start abusing some of the images and bringing in some lower quality versions soon to keep the variety. So with absolute bare minimum kind of settings changes there, face recovery not relevant, gamma correction not relevant, and at this point we just look at the image, nice image, and it's a case of exporting with your chosen settings.